think anytime that you're holding your opponent to negative, I think that's doing a pretty good job. I really liked how the opening weekend, which is probably most teams across the country could say this, but opening weekend there was we gave up a lot of points based on hesitation, serve receive hesitation. Defensively, who's going to step in there, take the second ball when when the dig or the pass goes awry. Tonight I didn't see any of that. I saw a team that was swarming to the ball and just making really aggressive moves, and I think that's a sign of a team that's growing and getting a little bit more comfortable with each other. I think we all saw. I think Grace set the tone for this match behind the service line, and just going out there and doing what she does, and working the ball around the court, not trying to do too much, and I thought this was a really strong match for Mimi, and I just thought the entire team. I thought we came out to play. We played hard, and we each set. I thought they got a little bit of a run in that second set. That happens, we played clean that second half of that second set, and pretty much the entire first and third sets. Blocked a lot of balls tonight as well. I just thought it was an overall really good team effort.
Questions?
Grace, I think is 3 service aces in the first 6 points. What was kind of going on there? Kind of what was going through your mind? Was it something they were giving you, or?
Yeah, I mean, going back there, I just want to keep my focus every time, make the other team work for it, and just a relentless, just always going for it, always leading my toss. I have a routine every single time. I talk to myself, take a breath, and just let it rip.
Kelly, earlier this week, or yesterday I should say, you were talking about how blocking was an emphasis. Do you feel tonight was a good step forward for what you're trying to accomplish there?
Yeah, we blocked some balls, and different teams are going to give you a little bit different challenges. I think as we start moving a little bit deeper in the season, you start getting more matches on your opponents. To be able to scout and see what tendencies are, and I think that certainly helps as well. A lot of times, we got a lot of blocks. What do we get? 10. That's quite a bit in 3 sets, but. There's times that you don't get very many blocks, but you're blocking well. It's positive touches, or you're making them hit shots that they don't want to hit, and that's either having hitting errors or your backcourt picking it up. So, but I thought we did a really good job setting up our block, getting across, being physical up at the net, and our backcourt was picking everything else up.
Mimi, it feels like maybe in every match, but tonight you saw all your different ways of scoring, that you had such a variety of shots that you don't rely on one thing. That something that you think is key for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be key for any attacker. Being able to have just such an extensive range is really important. That way, like when Kelly said, when we get deeper into the season and we have more matches, people can just scout us more. And if I can't hit shots A and B, then I need to go to C, D, E, and so on. And I think Charlie does a really good job on giving me all those options on every single attempt that I take. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely an important thing to have.
Jake?
Grace, talking to Kelly last week, he mentioned, you came during the preseason, kind of completely different. It sounds like there was a conversation potentially after spring. What did you do during the preseason, to go from spring to what you did during the preseason, and also just what the evolution of your serve, just how did that come to be?
Yeah, the first, I didn't even think about spin serve, and Kelly was just like, try it out, let's see how it goes. So I was just like, let me see, it's just like an attack, just toss it up and just hit. So, I mean, it was just like the trust, like, go, you can do, I'm giving you free range and what you can work with, and just sticking with that, but just trusting the coaches and saying, like, if they're believing in me, so I can do it. So, yeah.
Kelly, unlike the last match when you used a lot of people and gave a lot of people extended run out there, you kind of stuck with your mainstays through this. Was that thinking what's coming ahead and it gets tougher and just trying to get everything evolved more smoothly?
Yeah, it's probably a couple different things. It's you know, our last time we had back-to-back matches, you know, and you know, so I thought there was an opportunity to be able to do that. But we haven't played a lot of matches. We haven't played a lot of sets, and you know, I think and we've got a lot of newer people. So I think you got to look for opportunities when you can, where you're giving these guys, you know. You know, the third set, I thought about subbing somebody in to serve for her, and I was like, toward the latter part of the set, and I said, no, we've got to see how her endurance is, and you know, she's got to, you know, can she be as good in the end of a match as she is at the beginning of the match? I mean, that takes a physical toll with what she's doing, and you know, what'd she do there in the end of the third set? She went back here and put in some really good balls. And, you know, so there was, tonight was, let's run with the people that we've been starting the match, and let's stick with them throughout, and except for a couple blocking subs that we were throwing in there in in-game situations.
Kelly, you guys are now 6 matches into the season, and obviously this is still a very new group of players that you're putting together. But what's something that has maybe surprised you, or that you've learned about them, seeing them play over these last few weeks?
What surprised me? I don't know if anything surprised me. You know, I think there's further confirmation. I would say that you know, it's rare that you're surprised, because it's usually, you know, when you're recruiting people or you watch people before they get here, or you kind of, you know, when you're talking with them, you kind of know how they're wired, or at least what they say are their main goals. You know, improvement just happens steadily. It's you know, I think, you know, these guys have worked. They enjoy being in the gym. They enjoy being around each other. I think the chemistry is fantastic. They seem to really enjoy each other on and off the court. You know, they're finding their voices, which is something that has been an emphasis. And I think when you start finding your voices, you know, the confidence level continues to go up when you're operating that way. You know, it's probably just kind of what you thought. Like these are two people that you know, you watch them on other teams and watch how they're playing, and the joy and the competitiveness that they play with, and you hope that they're going to be able to play with that same joy and competitiveness, but be able to maybe raise it up a notch when they get here, and that, you know, they've kind of followed through with what you're hoping that you get out of them.
For Kelly, obviously we're talking about the blocking, but with Emily Andrews also 8 kills, kind of what kind of have you seen from her kind of offensively in that aspect as well?
She just, it's funny. It's her preseason was one level, and once we got into match play, it's a totally different level from her. You know, and you know, it's not that I'm surprised or anything. I think she led the Big 12 in hitting percentage last year, but. She loves to compete. She doesn't panic out there on the court. She cleans up any overpasses. makes herself available, hits with range, stuff blocks. I mean, she does, so it's fun to watch. She's a great player.
Mimi, you seem to agree.
I love Allie Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when I'm going back to serve, I'm like, get ready for the overpass. Like, we're gonna set this up.
Any last questions?
Yeah, Mimi and Grace, what does this third game win streak do for your team mentality and some confidence going into these tougher competitions coming up?
Yeah, I think we play our best when we're confident with our skills and with ourselves and how we're playing as a team. So I think this just gives us some really good footing going into some more ranked opponents coming up this weekend.
I agree. I think it sets us up. Like, we're gonna put some hard work in. It's gonna give us confidence, especially like in every aspect. So yeah, I'm excited.